I really don't know. I really don't know Freeway Rick that good. I know a guy named Ollie. Melvin Butler, he took me. Melvin Butler was going to the country for the summer. And Melvin Butler told me, he said, man, let me take you over here so I can show you my connect. And he said, man, you know, this is Freeway Rick's them place. And I'm going to take you over here and I'm going to introduce you to a guy named Ollie so you can get the work when I'm not here, because I'm not going to be here for about a month. I'm going the whole summer down to, I think it was Arkansas. So he took me over there to Rick's house on Broadway. I think it was Broadway and 80-something. I used to live over there when I was a kid. I used to live on that street, but I used to live in some apartments. But you know, when I was a kid, I lived next door to LV, Fat Larry. We used to call it Fat Larry, but he actually became a guy named Larry that was on Gangster Paradise with Coolio. And we used to call him Fat Larry because we lived next door to him. And my brothers and we always used to call him, you know, Fat Larry. And I don't know. I don't know if he remembered me or not, because my mom told me he remembered me. But Fat Larry ended up becoming a gospel singer. He sing with I think he sing with the Noel Jones Church, the City of Refuge. I think he was in the choir, but now and back then. So Melvin Butler took me over Rick's house and he introduced me to Ollie. And you know, this house was clean, man. He had dog kennels and fiberglass basketball court in the backyard. He told me, and Ollie said, yeah, man, what's your name, man? I said, my name is Fish, man. I'm going to be coming over here getting that work, man. And, you know, you see me, you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm going to be doing. And he said, okay. So Melvin said, okay, boo. And he said, I ain't got no work right now because young Tommy come over and bought it all. I said, huh? I said, who? I said, you talking? I said, I really didn't know Tommy back then. Young Tommy, I think his name Tommy White. And he said, yeah, man, Tommy came over here and bought it all, man. But I went to school with Tommy. Tommy was always wanted to be a bodybuilder. And, you know, he was kind of short guy, and he had a big chest on him, you know. Tommy was a nice, fair-looking guy. And I ended up seeing Tommy in Fremont. I think Tommy got a sister named Go-Go or something like that. But I went to school with a lot of Hoovers, you know, Rolade, Cowboy. You got a guy named K-Mac, man. K-Mac used to come to school with a blue rag, dashiki shirt, like, and he was before his time. And K-Mac, he ended up getting killed. You got a guy named Chuck. Little Chuck got killed on the summer too. But we had a lot of Crips in that school, man. I mean, it was all of us around the same age. We had Crips all from Hoover. We had Monk. I think Eric Davis. He was kind of associated with the gangs. So I met with the Crips because I met his brother named Bean. We used to call him Judah Bean, 4800. And you know, just talking about, you know, different guys in the school and young Tommy. So he said Tommy done bought all the work, man. I say, wow, they do buying all that work like that, man. But I used to see Tommy over Melvin House he had a candy apple red blazer. And I used to see Jesse over there, Droopy over there. Because Melvin, people used to come over Melvin House, you know, that was getting work and everything. But man, Tommy ended up becoming a real good businessman. I seen him with Benz, Rolls Royces, Ferraris. Tommy had really worked to be a big guy. And there was another guy that I went to school with named Wardell. I knew Wardell. And I knew it was another guy named, I ended up knowing this other guy. I don't know this guy, his name Eric. They call him Black Eric, because I used to go with this girl named Dee Dee. And she used to work for those guys. But I used to work in the house on 96. And on 96, I remember the first time I seen Freeway. My man Melvin Butler told me, he said, hey man, listen, it's gonna be a guy come over here, and his name is Freeway Rick. So give him this bag of money right here. I said, all right, no problem. You know, he said, he didn't tell me how the man looks. So a guy came up to the door one night, he said, hey man, Melvin there? I said, no sir, he's not. He was a little short guy. I was through the bar. He said, yeah man, Melvin told me to come over and pick some money up. And I said, what's your name, man? He said, man, my name is Freeway Rick. And I'm looking through the door. He don't look like no Freeway Rick. He look like Baby Rick. He didn't look like a guy that name was Freeway Rick. So I say, man, listen, man, I don't think you would come over here and say that you somebody that you're not. But he had a station wagon outside with lawnmowers in it. And I say, all right, man, I have him in the bag, you know. I said, all right, man, peace, bro. He left, and I seen him getting an old raggedy station wagon with wood on the side. And I said, oh, man, I hope I didn't get that money to the wrong guy. But that's how Rick was back in those days. You didn't really know who he was. But I had seen him, but I really don't know Rick that good. But I ended up running into Rick in the federal prison. But I always liked Ollie because Ollie was real quiet, and he was a real good businessman, but he was like a silent partner in that organization. And I had an opportunity to meet Ollie, and Ollie, I think Ollie was from Indiana somewhere, but I ended up running into Ollie on the airplane, going back and forth to court. And I seen Ollie on the plane, and we talked a little bit, and he was telling me about, his cases and everything like that. But I end up in federal prison with Freeway Rick Ross. Freeway Rick came back with a life sentence. And he was kind of like paranoid because he was telling me about he had got set up. And Rick almost got set up again with this Italian dude. This Italian dude wanted to try to set up many people as he can to get out of jail. So they made a thing where he hired a hitman, and the hitman would go out and fake like he was an agent, faking like he wanted to do something. But they was trying to get Rick, but Rick escaped that particular thing. That's what I heard. I don't know. The police came to jail, took the other guy away, and they said, well, the other boy Tom said they were trying to get Rick, man. Rick, I told Rick to stay away from that stuff, but I was like, yeah, man, but I don't know, man. Rick, man, he on a whole different thing, man. But I don't really know Rick that good, but Rick is kind of like a funny person, man. He was out there teaching tennis and stuff in the lawn park, but I knew Ollie pretty good. But when I was in lawn park, man, it was a bunch of guys, man. But anyway, when I was working in the house over there on 96, you had a girl named Ingrid. Ingrid would she was from Louisiana, and Ingrid would be in the house slanging, work and everything, but Ingrid would come up missing a lot. So Melvin would get mad. But Ingrid had a brother named Jack. He was from Louisiana. He was a young guy, but he was real spunky. And he was a guy that, when he came from Louisiana, he really was a hustler. But I heard he was down with the boys Cash Money, because I seen him in a video and he had a blue rag on. And one guy in the next door, he asked me, a dude named Cal, he's from Louisiana. He said, hey man, hey Fish man, Jack? I say, you talking about Jack from New Orleans, Louisiana? I said, yeah, I know Jack, man. That's my homeboy, man. Jack from East Coast, man. He said, you know what, Fish? I never really kind of met nobody that knew Jack. I said, nah, man. That's my homeboy, man. He used to work for Melvin Butler. We worked for Melvin Butler at the same time. Yeah, I know Jack, man. Jack the real deal, man. Jack, he's a good dude, man. And I heard he was we used to be with Cash Money. And he was like, yeah, man. Man, that's my guy, man. And we used to work for Cash Money, on all the little videos and with all this little crew, Cash Money. So Ingrid, man, she ended up becoming. She made a lot of money because I read a book, man, and she was in the book. She's supposed to have bought the first pound of cocaine from Rick as a woman. And I haven't really seen, but Ingrid had some sisters. She had a sister named Lady. She had another sister, and she had a brother. And they had a big family from Louisiana, kind of like, because I'm from Louisiana too, but I always kind of like Lady. Lady ended up having a beauty shop right there on Manchester and Vermont. She had like a boutique inside of a beauty shop. And Lady was always fine, man. I mean, Lady was one of the finest girls, back in the day. She was chocolate, rambunctious. She was real pretty, and she just knew she was pretty enough. And I kind of liked the Lady, but that was Ingrid's sister, and I worked for Ingrid. So Ingrid was a good girl. She was from Louisiana. She had a big old booty and everything. I used to always watch her butt when I be working in the house. And one day Melvin come over, he say, man, listen, man. He brought me, he said, listen, man, these is what you call $25 rocks, these is $50 rocks, and left. I'm like, man. So people start coming to the door, I say, hey, man, what you want, man? So that's how I learned how to get into the drug business by Melvin Butler. Melvin Butler ended up getting busted with Rayford from D.C. And he ended up doing 25 years, and I think I don't know where Melvin at now.